Hello students, today we will dig deep into the clauses. As we have already learnt about the phrases, that is, a phrase is a group of words which has no subject-verb combination, has no meaning if used alone. If we remember students, we have read these phrases, okay? Now if we'll compare these phrases along with the clauses, then it will become very easy for you to understand. See, the first thing about the phrase, we have already read this. It is a group of words. Now come to the clauses. In clauses also, I have written that these clauses are the group of words. Okay, now first point is clear that both of them are the group of words. Come to the second point. There is no subject-verb combination. Students, remember, I have already taught you that there is no subject-verb combination in case of a phrases. But there should be subject-verb combination in case of clauses. Clear? Then, in phrases, we have already read no meaning if used alone. That is, if we use only phrases, then it has no sense. But if we'll use with some of the subjects and verb, then it will make a sense. But clauses has a complete meaning by itself. Okay? And then, this is the most important line, that these are the types of sentence. Now see, sentence we have already read that it is a group of words which make some sense. And if we are seeing that a sentence is following all these options or all these points, then that sentence is called as a clause. Okay, now see what we have got till now. It is a group of words. It has a subject-verb combination. And if it is used alone, then it should have some sense. Now, including all these 3 points, see what definition we can frame. That is a group of words which forms a part of a sentence and contains a subject and a finite verb. Subject and a finite verb of its own is called as a clause. That is, a group of words should have subject and a finite verb, then it is called as a clause. Okay, now this is the definition of the clause. Now just see, I'll start the difference between phrases, clauses and a sentence. Now see, the difference between phrase, clause and a sentence. This too we already know. That is, phrase has no finite verb. And the clauses, they always should have a finite verb. In case of a sentence, sentence should have at least one finite verb. Okay. So, by this we can see the difference between the 3. That is, it is very clear. There is no verb in case of a phrase. But there is a verb in case of a clause, and at least one verb should be there in case of a sentence. This is the first basic difference. Now see the second difference. Phrase never stand on its own. Clear? This we have already read that it has no meaning if it is used alone. But sentence, it always stands on its own. Definitely the meaning of a sentence which makes some sense. Okay, as if Ram plays cricket. So it is making one complete sense because here subject is also, verb is also, object is also, everything is here. So this is going to make one complete sense. So it is called as a sentence. That is, it always stands on its own. Now see what happens in case of clauses. It may or may not stand of its own. Clear? It may or may not stand of its own. If it is standing, that is, if it is making a complete sense, then that clause is called as a normal sentence. Clear? That is a clause which is sufficient in its own, which is making a sentence by its own. Then that clause is called as a sentence. And in case, if it does not, then it may be a part of a longer sentence and made of two or more clauses. Now see children, if a clause is making a sense, then that clause is called as a sentence. And if the clause is not making a sense, then we can understand that clause is a part of a sentence, part of any longer sentence. Okay? So, what conclusion we can draw from this? That is, a clause is a type of sentence. Okay? Sentence is the bigger one, and one of the parts of the sentence can be the clause. Clear? Now, this point and finite verb, these two I am going to explain you with the help of one example. See. Now see children, here I have written one example. He plays cricket regularly. Now we will see that whether this sentence comes under clauses or not. Now see, what is the first rule of a clause? That it is a group of words. Is it fulfilling our requirement? Yes. He plays cricket regularly. Definitely it is a group of words. So this is okay. Come to the second rule. A clause should have subject-verb combination. Just check. He is a subject and plays is a verb. Again, second rule is also fulfilling. That is, there is a subject-verb combination. Okay. Now see. A clause, it should complete meaning on its own, or it should have, a clause has a meaning of its own. Now see. This whole sentence make a complete sense. Clear? So this is also fulfilling. And that's why we can say that it is a clause, because this is fulfilling our all the three requirements. And definitely clause is a type of a sentence. Clear? Now see, I told you just now that a clause may or may not complete the sentence. Okay. If it is not completing the sentence, then it may be a part of a longer sentence. Now see, on that basis we have one example. And example is, Tuhin poured the milk but did not drink it. Now see here. Tuhin poured the milk. Okay. One complete sense. And the full sentence is, Tuhin poured the milk but did not drink. This is one sentence. But we can divide this one sentence into two parts. One is, Tuhin poured the milk. Clear? Let's come to the second part. But did not drink it. Now see, but did not drink it is also containing the verb as well as but did not drink. Here it is clear that some noun is there. So it is also fulfilling our subject. But if excluding this portion, if we will say that but did not drink it, then it is not complete sentence. Understood? So it is called as a clause, because if it is making complete sense, then it is good. Then it will be a sentence. But if it is not making a sentence, then it should be a part of a longer sentence. Then that is called as a clause. Clear? So clauses may be a simple sentence or they may be a part of a longer sentence. Now see children, there are three different types of clauses. Number one, dependent clause, then independent clause, and after that, coordinate clause. This we will see in the next class.